Chosen one, listen closely because what I'm about to share with you is not just important. It's urgent. You felt the stir in your heart, the restless pull that something greater is calling you. They have kept you in the dark. Dismiss your visions and your knowing, but what you sensed all along is real. Every trial, every moment of doubt has been sharpening you like steel. Now the hidden truths are coming to light, and in this video you will uncover secrets that will shift your life forever. If this message already speaks to your soul, subscribe, like this video, and comment 77 below. Stay with me, because by the end you'll see why this moment changes everything. Divine timing and urgency. They know the clock is ticking and you feel it in your bones. You've been restless, waking before dawn with questions burning in your mind. You've tried to quiet the whispers that say something big is coming, but they only grow louder. You faced doubt when friends dismiss your visions as daydreams and felt alone in your search for meaning. Yet here you are, still listening to that inner voice that says you were meant for more. In this moment, you are exactly where you need to be. The hidden truths you crave are finally within reach. Keep your heart open, because what you learn now will reshape your path forever. You walked through shadows, wondering if you'd ever see the sun again. There were days when your prayers felt like echoes in an empty room, and nights when fear curled up beside you like a silent stranger. You felt the sting of rejection when they labeled your calling as foolish. You stared at blank pages, searching for words that would capture your purpose. You watched doors close without warning and wondered if this was punishment or just bad luck. But every closed door has taught you patience, and every tear has deepened your resolve. You carry the weight of hope and fear together, and that mix is the forge that will sharpen your spirit. Then, like a bolt of lightning through storm clouds, you see that your struggle was part of a grand design. Consider the word of Habakkuk, who wrote that though the vision seems slow, it will surely come to pass at the appointed time. You are in that pause where the promise waits to speak. Your pain has been the soil preparing the seed of your destiny. Just as the prophet Habakkuk stood firm when all around him crumbled, you too are called to stand with unwavering trust. This turning point marks the shift from survival to purpose, and you are not here by accident. You are ready to step into the light meant for you. Now you sense a subtle change, like dawn sneaking up on the horizon. You notice chances cropping up that would have seemed impossible weeks ago. Perhaps an old friend reaches out with just the right word, or a simple idea blossoms into a clear direction. On deeper levels, your dreams have never been so vivid, your intuition never more in tune. Those moments when you feel a shiver or a surge of energy are signs guiding you forward. Your work, your prayers, your very breath are aligning with unseen currents. This is divine timing in action, weaving together events and people to bring about your breakthrough. Unseen hands are at work clearing rubble from your path. Every struggle you thought was a test of endurance was actually setting you up for elevation, like the obscure prophet Uriah, whose faith in Jeremiah's message went unnoticed but bore fruit in quiet ways. Your faith has been building a hidden staircase to your destiny. Small miracles, timely messages, doors opening in silence show that forces beyond you are saying yes. Every coincidence is a nod from the divine. This isn't luck. It's a carefully planned orchestration that honors your faith and moves you toward your calling with steady, unseen steps. At this crossroads, many feel tempted to retreat. The unknown can be more frightening than the familiar pain. But the brief candle of fear pales before the blazing torch of purpose. You may wrestle with doubt. Can you really carry this new identity? Will you falter in the face of change? Recognize that hesitation is a natural reaction, not a verdict. True awakening asks you to step onto a bridge you cannot see until you cross it. Embrace the sacred moment. Lean into the trembling excitement. The fear will fade once you choose forward. You're standing on holy ground, and it's time to move. Release the worry that whispers you're not ready. Cast aside the chains of yesterday's mistakes. Speak your truth aloud, even if your voice trembles. Claim your promise with hands held high. Let your next steps be guided by faith, not doubt. Begin with small acts of courage. Share your vision with someone you trust. Take a moment each morning to listen for that inner prompting or write down your highest goal. These simple acts will build the bridge to your greater work. You are designed for this mission, and the world needs your light. Remember that the window will not stay open forever. The next 7 days are your activation period, a sacred countdown to your destiny. Stand firm in your calling. Let the rhythm of divine timing carry you forward. You are not alone. Legions of unseen allies march with you. Your voice has power, your gifts have purpose, and your moment is now. Speak now in the comments if you feel this stirring in your soul. This is where your story truly begins. Comment now if this resonates with you. And a special thanks to our current members who walk this path with unwavering faith. And if you feel called to go even deeper, there's a sacred space reserved for our community. A private room where you receive full prophetic messages daily. Join our private membership through the link in the description and walk this path with us. End of the waiting season. They know you've been watching the clock, counting the days with growing impatience, feeling the weight of every sunrise that brought no change. You felt the tension in your chest as hope flickers, momentarily bright before dimming again. You've whispered prayers into the silence, half expecting the heavens to answer, half fearing they never will. Yet something stirs beneath your weariness, a quiet certainty that the season of waiting is ending. In this very instant, the shift you long for is gathering momentum, like a storm brewing beyond the horizon. You are not alone in this standstill. Countless souls have walked this path of anticipation and doubt. Take a deep breath and recognize that the pause you endured has not been in vain. Let the stirring in your heart remind you that what's coming will eclipse every moment you've spent longing for breakthrough. You've faced nights when your own reflection seemed distant, as if the person staring back at you belonged to another life. You've held back tears in crowded rooms, afraid that revealing your longing would mark you as too vulnerable or naive. You've seen opportunities slip through your fingers, jobs you felt destined for, relationships you believed would flourish, creative projects that died before they began. You questioned whether the obstacles were punishment or proof that you weren't meant for more. You've heard the whispers of others dismissing your dreams as fantasies. These moments have carved valleys of doubt in your spirit, leaving you hollow and questioning your worth. Yet every pang of frustration, every pang of confusion, has been part of a deeper story, setting the stage for a renewal more powerful than you've ever imagined. Amid the struggle, a quiet pivot is taking place, one that mirrors the ancient rhythms of divine orchestration. Recall the words of the prophet Haggai, who urged distracted people to consider their ways and announced, "The time has come for you to live in your own house, and I will bless it." Your waiting has been that wilderness of distraction, and now you stand poised at the threshold of your own house of promise. Just as Haggai spoke into a season of neglect and saw walls built from abandoned foundations, your delay is in preparing your ground for new structures of purpose. This is no accident or cruel twist of fate. You've been chosen to rise at this precise moment, as though every closed door, every prolonged pause, has been pointing you toward this appointed hour of elevation. Even now, you can sense the subtle shifts unfolding around you, like the first tremors before an earthquake. You notice doors you once thought sealed are nudging open just enough to slip through. Sudden ideas invade your mind with clarity, and conversations that once felt routine now hum with possibility. You awaken with dreams so vivid you can taste their promise, or you find a single sentence in a book that resonates like it was written just for you. Relationships that felt stagnant spring to life, offering support where once there was only doubt. These signs of transformation are the fingerprints of divine timing, painting your world with strokes of grace and synchronicity. Pay attention to these details, for they are the markers that show you the momentum is shifting in your favor. Behind the scenes, higher forces are weaving threads of circumstance into a tapestry designed for your ascent. Every struggle you faced, every tear you shed, was not a test of your endurance, but a careful preparation for elevation. Look back at the small miracles that felt like coincidences, a mentor appearing in your inbox just when you needed direction, an unexpected bill paid in full, a moment of stillness that revealed your next step. These are not random acts. They are divine interventions aligning your path with precision. In Zechariah's words, "Return to your stronghold, O prisoners of hope. Today I declare that I will restore to you double." Your hope has not been in vain. The spiritual forces that nurture seeds in the darkness are now guiding you toward the full bloom of your destiny. Now comes a moment of self-realization, when seeing is not enough, You must embrace the change with open arms. It's natural to hesitate, to cling to the familiar grind of preparation rather than step into the unknown heights of manifestation. Many falter here, paralyzed by the fear of what lies beyond the valley of waiting. But this is the sacred crossroads where your choice carries eternal weight. Will you remain anchored in what has been, or will you surrender to the divine current that carries you forward? True alignment demands more than recognizing signs. It calls for wholehearted acceptance of your new reality. Let yourself feel the trembling excitement in your bones and decide, without reservation, to claim the life that has been breathing toward you all along. With that decision, empowerment floods in like sunlight through a cracked door. Release the hesitation that binds you to old stories. Speak your intention aloud. I step into my promise now. Move with faith toward the opportunities that beckon, even if they feel daunting. Each step you take affirms your chosen identity and sends ripples of confidence through your spirit. Embrace a daily practice, quiet meditation, journaling your victories, speaking prophetic words, to keep your heart attuned to the unfolding plan. Seek out fellow travelers who share your vision, for unity amplifies the call. Your journey from waiting to action is a beacon for others still trapped in the pause. Let your boldness ignite hope around you, and watch as collective faith transforms every corner of your world. The waiting season is over. In the coming days, you will witness doors opening, words spoken, and visions fulfilled that once seemed impossible. You have emerged from the shadows of doubt into the brilliant glare of divine purpose. Stand firm in this truth. You are the one chosen for this hour, and everything is unfolding according to a higher script. Let this knowledge settle deep within you, anchoring your belief that no force can delay what has been divinely appointed. Comment breakthrough. If you feel the surge of destiny rising within you, your moment has arrived. Receive it with unshakable faith and step boldly into the life you were born to live. And to every soul who supported with a super thanks, thank you. You are keeping this light alive for others who haven't found it yet. If you feel called to help this mission reach more chosen ones, tap the super thanks button below. Your energy supports these messages and helps them travel further. Your voice matters, your belief matters, and your light is felt here. Embrace your divine identity. You've grown tired of feeling like you're living someone else's script, as though every role you try on fails to fit your soul. Late at night, when the world is quiet, you sit with that ache of knowing you're meant for more, even as doubt whispers that you're simply chasing shadows. You've watched others stride confidently in rooms where you linger at the edges, wondering if your voice will ever carry the weight you feel inside. You're not alone in this struggle. Countless seekers share your restless heart and your longing for a life that finally honors your deepest truth. In this moment, pause and breathe. The journey you thought was hidden in darkness is about to step into the dawn, and what you're about to learn will reveal why every moment of waiting has mattered. You've carried the sting of rejection like a secret burden, replaying scenes where your ideas were dismissed or your passions laughed off as fantasies. You remember the day you poured your heart into a project only to find the door closed without explanation. You recall that gut-wrenching moment of realizing that no matter how hard you tried, you still felt unseen. The weight of disappointment can press so heavily that even hope begins to feel like a distant memory. You've questioned whether your gift was ever meant for this world, and wondered if your purpose was some trick of your imagination. Yet within that pain lies the seed of your fiercest strength, the longing that will not be silenced, the spark that refuses to die. Then, as if stepping into a hidden chapter of your own story, you recognize that every setback has been part of grand design. Consider Jephthah from Book of Judges, the outcast son of foreign mother, whose origins were used to mock him until God raised him as Israel's deliverer. He stood barefoot at the gates of his own city, thought unworthy, yet he carried the anointing of a leader he never asked for. Your journey mirrors his. The very things you despised, the labels, the doubts, the wounds, have prepared you to wield authority and compassion like armor. Your story has been written long before you took your first breath, and every twist has been steering you toward this moment of revelation. Already, subtle shifts are pulsing through your life, like the first tremors before an earthquake of promise. You may notice incomplete conversations ending with unexpected encouragement or chance encounters that spark new ideas at exactly the right moment. You wake up with sudden clarity about which path to follow, and doors you once only peeked through now open wide enough for you to step inside. On quieter levels, your dreams are richer and your instincts keener. You sense what feels false and gravitate toward what feels real. These ripples of change aren't coincidences, but signposts pointing you toward the life you were born to live. Pay attention, for divine timing is orchestrating every detail of your awakening. Behind the scenes, forces you cannot see are clearing obstacles and aligning energies in your favor. Your past trials were never a test of weakness, but a forge where your resilience and wisdom were tempered. Recall the prophet Amos, who was plucked from the fields to declare God's justice. He never sought grandeur, yet divine intervention elevated him to speak with authority. Just like Amos, you're being called out of your comfort zones, into roles you couldn't have imagined. Synchronistic phone calls, doors opening at just the right moment, and inexplicable feelings of certainty are all threads weaving together to support your next chapter. Trust that every coincidence is a gentle nudge from the universe confirming that your purpose is real and unfolding. Now comes a point where knowing isn't enough. You must choose to embrace this new identity with courage. Many hesitate here, gripped by fear that stepping into purpose will demand too much, that the price of greatness will be unbearable. Yet resistance only prolongs the struggle, keeping you tethered to old patterns that no longer serve you. True alignment calls for a leap of faith, an unwavering resolve to become the person you sense waiting within. It's a sacred crossroads. Will you retreat to safety, or will you claim the destiny pulsing through your veins? This moment is yours to seize, to look fear in the eye and say, I am ready. As you stand on the brink of transformation, feel the surge of empowerment that rises when you shed doubt like a tattered cloak. Speak your truth without apology. I am chosen. I am worthy. I am made for this hour. Let your actions mirror your inner conviction. Whether it's sharing your vision with a friend, diving deeper into prayer and reflection, or stepping boldly into a new project, surround yourself with fellow travelers who reflect your belief, for their faith will fuel your own. Each step you take in trust cements your identity and expands the realm of what's possible, lighting the way for others who follow. You're no longer a shadow watching from the sidelines. The crown of your divine identity rests upon your head even now, unseen yet unshakable. The hesitations of the past dissolve as you claim the authority written into your soul. Stand tall in your purpose, and let every breath affirm that you are exactly who you were meant to be. Comment identity if you feel the resonance of this truth. Your embrace of this moment will echo across lifetimes, for you are a beacon of divine design stepping into the full light of your destiny, breaking free from limitations. You felt the weight of invisible chains around your spirit, as if every breath you take reminds you of limits you cannot escape. In the quiet moments before dawn, you sense the pressure of old fears tightening like a vice around your heart, squeezing out the hope that once felt so expansive. You're not alone in this struggle. So many chosen ones share that ache of longing to break free from the narratives that bind them. The truth is, what you feel right now is a signal. You're on the verge of shattering every barrier that's held you back. Stay with me, because within these words lies the spark that will ignite a transformation you've yearned for more than you ever knew. For years you've wrestled with doubt, as though it were a living force tangled in your thoughts and actions. You replayed conversations in your mind, hearing the dismissive laughter of those who labeled your dreams as unrealistic. You felt the isolation of hiding your true self behind a mask of compliance, terrified that your purpose would be misunderstood or ridiculed. Every closed door echoed an unspoken verdict. You're not enough. Those moments of crushing rejection left you questioning whether you even deserve to pursue what set your soul ablaze. Yet it's precisely that longing for authenticity, freedom, and fulfillment that has kept your spirit alive, waiting for a moment when you finally step into your true power. Then, like a sudden breeze stirring a field of grain, you catch sight of a greater design weaving through your struggles. In the valley of dry bones, Ezekiel heard God ask, "Son of man, can these bones live?" and watched his breath return to what had been lifeless. Ezekiel 37 verses 3-5. Your own wilderness seasons have been that valley. And though you felt parched and defeated, divine wisdom was at work beneath the surface. Each moment of pain, every setback, was preparing you for resurrection. In your deepest trials, You are being sculpted into someone who could stand boldly when life's greatest storms passed, ready to move forward with newfound strength and purpose. Now you begin to notice subtle shifts around you, like the first green shoots pushing through cracked earth. Perhaps a long-ignored opportunity resurfaces, or you wake with a clarity that dissolves yesterday's confusion. Your relationships, once tangled in old patterns, start to loosen their grip, offering fresh perspectives and unexpected support. On a deeper level, your dreams grow vivid and purposeful, leaving you certain that you're on the cusp of something extraordinary. These signs aren't random. They're the pulse of transformation, a divine rhythm orchestrating every detail of your life. Pay attention, because the universe is aligning circumstances, ideas, and people to guide you toward freedom. Behind the curtain of your daily life, unseen forces are dismantling the barriers you thought permanent. Those coincidences, the mentor who appears at just the right moment, the book that falls open to the page you need, are not accidents but sacred interventions. Your struggles were never a measure of your weakness. They were settings on a divine loom, weaving a tapestry of resilience and clarity. Every time you pressed on through hardship, your faith laid foundations for elevation. The connection between your belief and manifestation is not mystical wishfulness. It's a lifeline binding your prayers to reality. Trust that each act of faith, however small, summons the power needed to break every chain. Yet at this crossroads, many pause, reluctant to embrace the unknown freedom awaiting them. Fear whispers that the familiar prison of doubt, as crushing as it feels, is at least predictable. Stepping into a new identity can be terrifying. It demands shedding the old stories you've told yourself for years. But true alignment calls not just for seeing the path, but for walking it with courage. Recognize that the resistance you feel is not a sign to turn back, but an invitation to trust the divine force propelling you forward. This is your moment of self-realization, when courage becomes action and faith transforms into lived experience. Feel the surge of empowerment that comes when you decide enough is enough. Declare aloud, I release every fear that has held me captive. Move through your days with a conviction that you deserve to stand in your full power. Start small, perhaps by speaking your truth to someone you trust or giving yourself permission to say no to situations that drain you. Rekindle your spiritual practices in a way that affirms your freedom. Meditate on passages of truth, journal your breakthroughs, or celebrate each step toward release. Every act of self-affirmation breaks another link in the chain, and soon you'll find yourself standing in a light you thought reserved for legends. Your season of limitation has reached its end. The breath of divine promise is filling you, and the bones that once lay dry are coming to life under the touch of spiritual wind. You are being lifted from confinement into boundless possibility. Remember that freedom is your birthright, and the world needs the unique gifts you carry. Let every bold action echo the truth of your identity. Comment freedom if you feel these chains falling away, and carry this declaration into every corner of your life. The next chapter begins now. Step forward and claim the expansive destiny waiting for you. Spiritual and creative awakening. You felt a stirring deep in your soul, like the first light of dawn teasing the darkness away. Yet doubt still lingers at the edges of your mind. You wondered if your dreams are too big, if your ideas are simply fantasies that will fade with time. You've sensed a call to create, to speak truth through art, music, or words. But every time you lean in, fear whispers that you'll be judged, that your gift isn't enough. You are not alone in this inner battle. Many have walked this path, wrestling with the question of whether to follow the spark within or retreat to safety. Listen closely, because what you're about to discover will show you that the spark is actually a flame waiting to catch fire. Hidden truths about your creative destiny are unfolding now, and this awakening marks the beginning of a remarkable journey. Remember those nights when you sat at your desk, heart pounding, convinced that your work would never find an audience? You pressed pen to paper or finger to keyboard, only to delete every word, convinced it wasn't good enough. You strummed chords on your guitar, only to turn away in frustration when the melody felt flat. You felt the sting of laughter when friends teased your lofty ambitions, or the ache in your chest when someone told you to stick to reality. Every rejection and every moment of self-doubt left you questioning whether you truly had a voice. But within that pressure has been the shaping of something rare and beautiful, a grit that will fuel your creative surge. Then a quiet shift happens. as though the universe has paused to catch its breath before revealing a grand design. You recall the story of Bezalel, the craftsman chosen in Exodus to build the sacred tabernacle. God filled him with skill, intelligence, and creativity, saying that his spirit rested on him to give him craftsmanship in every kind of work. This lesser-known moment reminds you that creativity is not merely a gift, but a calling. Your struggles have been refining your craftsmanship, honing your heart to receive inspiration with both humility and boldness. In that moment, you see that every hurdle you face is preparing you to create something that carries power beyond your understanding. Now, subtle signs of transformation are weaving through your life like golden threads. You find yourself waking with a clear idea, a phrase or a melody that won't let you go. You glance at an old sketch or a half-finished poem and suddenly see its hidden potential. Conversations that once felt routine now hold sparks of insight, inspiring new angles on your work. Your dreams grow vivid and charged with meaning, as though they're previews of creations waiting to be born. These moments are more than coincidences. They are the first buds of your creative awakening, proof that something greater is aligning your talent with opportunity. Behind the scenes, invisible forces are clearing your path and guiding your steps. Perhaps a stranger shares an article that resonates with your vision, or a chance encounter opens a door you never knew existed. You might discover a workshop or a mentor who appears just when you need encouragement. These synchronicities are not random. They are acts of divine intervention that connect your faith in your gift with real-world pathways. Every time you dare to believe in yourself, unseen hands moved obstacles out of your way. This sacred dance between faith and manifestation shows that your creative calling is not a whim, but a plan unfolding with perfect timing. At this stage, you grasp that transformation is happening, but seeing it isn't enough. You must choose to step into it wholeheartedly. Many resist this change out of fear, preferring familiar discomfort of self-doubt over the uncertainty of full expression. True alignment asks more than an intellectual nod. It demands a commitment of your entire being. It calls you to welcome the creative surge with open arms, to trust that the very gifts you feared sharing are the keys to your destiny. This is your sacred moment, the crossroads where hesitation can melt away, or where you can stand firm and say yes to what wants to flow through you. Feel the power that rises when you release every scrap of self-doubt and step into your creative identity. Speak your intention into existence. I will create. I will share. I will shine. Let your daily practices reflect this choice. A short morning ritual to connect with your inner artist, a deliberate time block for writing or painting, or a simple affirmation spoken before you begin your work. Seek out fellow creatives who mirror your vision and remind you of your worth, for community fuels courage. Each act of faith in your gift will crack open new doors, inviting your creativity to flourish without restraint. Your spiritual and creative awakening is not just a personal triumph. It's a gift to the world. When you allow your art to breathe and speak, you become a channel for inspiration that touches countless lives. The world needs your unique perspective, your songs, your stories, and your visions. Let this be the moment you claim your place in the grand tapestry of creation. Comment, "Awakening," if you feel your power return, and carry this declaration into every choice you make. The spark within you is now aflame, ready to light the path not only for yourself but for everyone who follows in your footsteps. You've carried the heaviness of every trial and every victory in solitude for so long that at times it felt as though your story existed only in the depths of your own heart. You watched lives unfold around you, friends marrying, careers skyrocketing, communities forming, while you stood at the edge, waiting for your moment to be invited in. That isolation has whispered that maybe you're destined to walk alone, that your purpose is yours and yours alone to bear. Yet in truth, you've never been meant to stand solo. Your journey was designed to weave into a tapestry of countless others who share your calling. Guard this revelation in your heart and share it with those who hunger for truth. Subscribe if you haven't yet, like this video, and comment, "I am chosen," to let this message anchor in your soul. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. Thank you to all supporting members. For full prophetic revelations daily, join the membership via the link in the description. Your spiritual path deserves more than fragments. Step into the full light. And if this message moved you deeply, consider tapping the Super Thanks button to support the mission. Every super thanks fuels the light we're spreading together. Rise now, chosen one, and claim what is rightfully yours.